26th of January. I'm Stephen Ridgway, and after much technical faffing about, we've also got Eliza May with us today. So, yeah, sorry we're slightly late. We had, as always, technical challenges in the background, but there we go, we're here. So, I have got three things to talk about this morning. The first one is that Bitdefender have released a ransomware decryptor for MegaCortex ransomware. So MegaCortex Group have been active since the middle of 2019 and have in the past been quite focused, quite targeted in their attacks, actually going to some trouble to target specific organizations and to adjust their tooling around that. However, it now is possible to get the decryptor so if you have been hit by MegaCortex ransomware, Bitdefender are giving the decryptor away for free. So there is download page and the user manual for the decryptor in the page that we will link to, which is a Bleeping Computer article. Also, a nice thing about the decryptor is that it will back up the encrypted files before attempting to decrypt them, just in case something goes wrong, which would render the encrypted file invalid. So a nice little tool there if you have been hit by that. On other things, towards the end of last year, we spoke a little bit about vulnerabilities for cars. Well, there's been further research and further information published, and it looks to be a very wide problem that the systems in cars have not been particularly well secured, if secured at all. So cars from Acura, BMW, Ferrari, Ford, Genesis, Honda, Hyundai, Infiniti, Jaguar, Kia, Land Rover, Mercedes, Nissan, Porsche, Rolls-Royce and Toyota all have various sorts of vulnerabilities which give attackers differing levels of access to the car, but can give access to things like lock users out of a car or unlock a car. You can potentially access the cameras within cars. You can track their locations. There's a whole load of stuff there. So often these vulnerabilities are really just down to brute forcing accounts because the unique identifiers have been things like the vehicle identification number, which, as we said a little while back, that's great, it is unique. However, it's also on a metal plate that's riveted to the front of your car, and you can see it through the windscreen. So not exactly secure, although unique. Other systems use customer emails. So if you happen to know who the car belongs to, and or you can find out their email address, that can be used in order to access the car as well. So basically, not well done at all by any of these car manufacturers. Hopefully they will be pushing out patches and fixing this stuff, although quite how you patch a car, I don't know. Hopefully it patches over the airwaves, and that this problem will go away. And then finally from me, an interesting piece of malware that comes from the South African threat actors known as Automated Libra. It has been seen to be bypassing captures. So captures being those, click on the 3 rabbits or something like that in order to prove that you're real. So they have developed some very interesting software which analyzes the pictures that are presented and then ranks them in likelihood of uh, being the answer to the question, and then can automatically, a fair proportion of the time, I guess, automatically identify the captures that need to be selected, and therefore bypass that. Now, I thought that was quite interesting. There's a better description and more details on the article that we will link to this briefing, and yeah, I think it's one that certainly is interesting to look into how these things are being done. It may be that you want to adjust the ways in which you prove that humans are humans if you are trying to protect websites from bots or malware. And that, Eliza, was all from me this morning.
Lovely. I must say, I didn't listen because your talking was distracting me from reading the articles I needed to read. So if I start repeating anything that you've said, just tell me to shut up. Okie doke.
Fine by me.
Wonderful. I feel like I've not done this for a long time. It's been a good few weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a little while, but it's good to have you back.
Thank you. So, there's been a notification last night about Slack. So Slack's private GitHub code repository has been stolen over the holidays. I mean, there's more than one, but multiple. The incident involves threat actors gaining access to Slack's externally hosted GitHub repositories via a limited number of Slack employees' tokens that were stolen. However, it doesn't seem to be such the big concern that you would instantly think from looking at that headline. So while some of Slack's private code repositories were breached, Slack's primary code base and customer data remain unaffected. That's from a statement from Slack. What they've been doing in the background is invalidating the stolen tokens, and they are saying that there's an ongoing investigation, and they're looking into the potential impact to any customers. And at this time, there is no indication that any sensitive areas of Slack's environment, including production, were accessed. Out of caution, however, the company has rotated the relevant secrets. So I don't think there's much to do if you're a customer of Slack, but it's one to keep an eye on, and we will obviously bring it to attention if anything else comes up in the news about it. Okay, next. So there's been a number of vulnerabilities, severe vulnerabilities discovered in a number of car companies, including Ferrari, BMW, Toyota, Ford, and others.
That was one of the ones I just went through.
I'm so sorry.
No problem at all. You're reinforcing the point.
If someone talks to you, can you read?
No.
No. All right.
Not read and take in.
No.
I can read and ignore the person talking, or I can listen to the person talking and not, and look at the words without really reading them, if you see what I mean. But I can't do both.
Well, neither can I, clearly. So, okay, last but not least, 200 million Twitter profiles with their email addresses have been dumped on the dark web for free. Again, sounds really scary. This one's definitely doing the rounds on social media, on news channels. However, it looks as though a lot of the data is open source. I mean, it's not great, obviously, that people's data has been coagulated into a particular database and then it's been dumped, but it doesn't look like there's a massive amount of anything too sensitive. So the prediction is that this information has been collected via data scraping, which is just a process of using scripts to lift information from public sites. However, the database also contains email addresses. That's what researchers have found. Yeah, so I don't know. So there's a statement in there. Are you about to say I've already covered this one?
No.
All right, good. You were just breathing heavy then. I don't know. So There's a statement in the article that we're going to post that says, to be safe, users should change their passwords and make sure it's not reused on other sites. Yeah. And from now on, it's probably best to just delete any emails that look like they're from Twitter to avoid phishing scams. I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is a really worrying one if it's just a collection of open source information that people have already put out about themselves?
I think the bit which is interesting on that one is that it's linking Twitter handles to the email addresses that we use to create the accounts.
Yeah.
So if you have been relying on an anonymous kind of Twitter handle in order to be a troll and basically be a dick, now expect the people that you have been trolling to go and find out who you are.
I can't believe you said dick in the morning. It's not even 9 o'clock and we've already had a dick comment. Oh my God. And now I've said it several times. Dick, 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 dick. Oh God.
Well,
Sorry.
there we go. But no, so I think I actually don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing to be able to identify people on
Oh
Twitter.
no. I mean, I do definitely. I mean, people want to be anonymous for various different reasons, and like just voicing an opinion on something these days can get you in hot water.
Yeah,
So I can see why people would want to remain anonymous, but yeah, I mean,
I
I
can
don't
see
know.
why they would want to, but is that really actually okay? I think that's a very interesting question that probably deserves a discussion outside of this forum.
Cool beans. All right, well, I'm done.
Excellent. So am I. In that case, then, thank you all for listening. We will be back on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend.